Hi everyone, the following video is a recording from our cybersecurity workshop held within the MetaJungle Discord on June 24th. This session was hosted by active MetaJungle members Goon, Mike Schmidt, and Jassi Oberai. We want to thank them for their time in providing helpful information, tips, and tricks on subjects such as scam samples, hot versus cold wallets, ledgers, wallet safety, and other really helpful information to keep your wallet and your crypto safe. We want to thank them for creating and hosting this session, as well as everyone that was able to attend. We hope you find this information helpful and it helps you keep your wallet safe. With that, let's go on ahead and check it out.
Cool. So today we're gonna be talking about you know cyber security or how to keep your NFTs and your crypto safe, right? And it's really important because um, you know we spend a lot of our hard-earned money on NFTs and crypto and this space. And not only that, if you lose your main vault and that vault is attached to your artwork and you're an artist, um, then you essentially given hacker or scammer, whatever you want to call it, access to your original artwork that's minted on the blockchain, access to your secondary sales and royalties. So it can be very devastating um, for many people in different ways. And so we've seen a lot of scams and stuff going on Discord. Um, we have our host today, Jassi, who's actually been hacked, and we've had someone like myself who's sent $10,000 in a specific crypto to the wrong contract address, not because I was hacked or anything, but just because I was operating under FOMO, and I thought that I had something copy and pasted that was my wallet address, and the last thing I had was something else. So we're going to go over a lot
That's
of
rough,
different
Mike.
things today. Yeah, and so it hit copy, and it said it copied the new address, but it was still the contract address for um, the crypto that I was trying to move over. So instead of sending it to my wallet, I sent it to their contract address, which is supposedly not recoverable by these companies. They can't recover it from their contract address. If I sent it to their regular wallet address, that would have been different. And so I had lost that $10,000 in crypto, and it took me a little while to get over that because that's a lot. And so everybody's situation is different, and we may think that we all have common sense and that it's not going to happen to us, but it totally can. If you're too tired, or if you're under the influence of something, or you're under the influence of even FOMO, and you're moving quickly, you could totally send something to the wrong place, or you could be tricked by someone. And so, with that said, thanks for the people who are here to join. The people who aren't, we're gonna have a recording for this, and want to say a huge thank you to Jassi for putting together a lot of the points, and um, big thank you to Goon for also being here for support with security as well, since he's well versed in security. And you'll see some of my NFTs that I own that I added to some of the slides in here just to kind of make it cool and interesting, and show that owning cool art we can use for educational purposes. So with that, yeah, I'll hand it over to Jossie.
Thank you, Mike. Am I audible? First check.
You
So,
sound good.
all right, all right. So, thank you, Mike, for that lovely, I think, to start with introduction. It's important. What I would like to share in the beginning before we really move ahead is that that people think that cybersecurity, or right now let's be specific about your NFT security and your wallet security, can and should be done. I think they should start thinking that it must be done. And let me also share that I been now onboarding some new artists onto NFT space. And the first thing that I'm talking about is about the security. And I've been insisting that if you need help from me, I will do only when you are agreeing to invest into your hardware wallet. So we'll discuss that in detail. More than anything else, if you get hacked, your identity, you lose the identity. And I'll talk about that also in between. So you lose the identity because I've been hacked, and now I have two identities on OpenSea. One is my Genesis collection, which was sold out. So that can't be moved to my new OpenSea account. So that is still there. So if I have to show that particular collection to anybody, I have to still direct them to that old hacked account kind of a thing, whatever you might want to call it. And I have a new OpenSea identity, and I'm sure that personally, if you ask me, I'm not willing to have a third identity in my name. So we have to be very very careful. It's a mess. Believe me, it's not easy. It's much beyond losing ETH. And when I talk about it, I'll share a lot of other things as well. So I think let's keep it very informal kind of a discussion. So cybersecurity, how to keep your NFTs and crypto safe. Okay, I can't see anything, so somebody will have to prompt me if there is a question, because
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
keeping an eye on the chat room and stuff. So let me ask you something quick before
yeah,
you go into that.
yeah.
So you have this second identity now, and you have to send people over to see your Genesis project over at that other identity. Now, isn't there a way to stop to halt the transactions and revoke permissions on that account? Isn't there a website where we can do that? Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm not familiar with. So now what has happened is when I got hacked, my Genesis collection was already sold out. So once it is sold out on OpenSea, we know that it goes. It's a lazy minting kind of a thing. So all unsold pieces are still not on blockchain. Every sold piece is on blockchain. So nothing can be done. The owner or the person who shows to be the creator of that collection will remain the old identity as well. Will remain the old identity. What I could still do is I could still change the secondary wallet address in each of those pieces. So if those pieces get sold on secondary, I will get the royalty in my new wallet. That has been taken care of in OpenSea. But nothing else can be done. OpenSea has ensured that they have transferred all rights, the creator rights to my new identity, but they still can't show my new identity as the creator, as the original creator. That is the big challenge. So I still have to divert people there. So if you check my link tree, it has one link to my Genesis collection, which is leading to my previous identity. So nothing can be done. One more I would like to add: it is even more dangerous if you are on foundation, because then nothing else can be done. You can't change the ownership. Nothing can be done. I am still figuring out how to deal with my two pieces that were sold on foundation before I got hacked. So it's a big problem area.
Just to be clear, when you say your identity, what you mean by that is your wallet address. So like mine is like spatial.eth. So that would be my identity. Am I correct? Is that correct?
That is your wallet address, but when I say identity, so you could still transfer. So my jassioberai.eth was in my link to my previous wallet address. Now I have successfully transferred that link to my new wallet address. So that is there. But collections which are sold, so Mike, might have sold many collections from your current wallet address. God forbid something goes wrong, they will not show up in your new OpenSea identity, new OpenSea
Yeah.
account. So you
Mm-hmm.
will have to retain old accounts. where they will remain. OpenSea will change the backend. At the backend, they will change the ownership to you as a new. So for me, that they've changed it, but still they can't show me as the new OpenSea owner as the creator. They can't show that.
I see. Thanks for that.
So it's a big challenge, big, huge issue. Believe me, it's been 2 months, 1.5 to 2 months since that happened, and I am still dealing with it because my OpenSea, after so many deliberations, so many emails, to and fro emails, now they have changed the ownership to me, but they still can't make me the creator. My current account to be the creator, and I'm still
Wow.
dealing with foundation pieces. They are still, I've not still found out the solution, because it's not the solution that I am wanting to give. It's the solution that is agreeable between me and my collectors. So it's a challenge.
Yeah. And so that's why we're doing this workshop today, because we
Yeah,
both
yeah.
had challenges. I'm sure Goon has had challenges as well, and we want to avoid other people having to deal with this from learning from our mistakes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's move ahead. Moving with the first slide. Now, I want to start with a disclaimer. 100% security is a myth. And why do we say that? Why do I say that? Take it with a pinch of salt, try and understand. And I'm trying to use an analogy here, of our houses that we live in. We do a lot of things for our security. We build walls, we build security locks, we buy best of the locks. But if some robber or thief has determined to really break into the house, he will. And we keep getting these informations and news day in and day out. Government websites get hacked despite being they having all the money power with them, despite having all the possible means and of hiring the best security people to secure their websites, to secure their vaults, everything. They still keep getting hacked. So 100% security is a myth. And this, you have to keep in mind that whatever we go through in this workshop, and even if you implement everything in this, you will still have to take all the precautions possible. I will still have to ensure that when I go out of the house, all the locks are in place. I still have to ensure that I don't lose the key. I still have to ensure that and pray that nothing goes wrong and they don't find their way into my house. So, exactly here, 100% security is a myth, because it's just not possible. Somebody out there will be out thinking us, will be working two steps ahead of us, and that is the scary part. Despite all these years, all these developments, all these positive changes, we still see people getting hacked, despite all the precautions. So 100% security is a myth. You want to add something to that, Mike?
No, I'm just responding to the room because Macias, he said, "Hello, cold wallet." I was saying, even with the cold wallet, you could sign your whole vault over to a scammer if they've set up the coding like that, and how the scams are getting very good. And he responded by saying, "It's good point. My point is to mint with cold wallet, other NFT mints with burner wallet, and we're gonna get to those points later about the difference between a hot wallet, a cold wallet, and a burner wallet. And so, yeah, agree with all of your points. I loved the analogy about as much security as we put in our home, whether it be professional security systems or locks and bulletproof windows, whatever you have. I mean, someone might figure out a way if they want to find a way in there. So yeah, so basically that will lead to the next slide, right?
Yeah.
Which is
So
it's
yeah,
which is it's
yeah,
our responsibility to
it's our
to do all of those things. Um, you know, that all the things that we can do to protect our security, even though it's not 100%, we're getting ourselves much closer to a high level of security when we implement all the steps that we're going to talk about today. And I hope you guys like the pic of Sabod's
Yeah.
lion in there, yelling at you, telling you that it's your responsibility.
Yeah, despite being the king of the jungle, even this massive giant is still vulnerable to be attacked. So he also has to stay vigilant. We are just meager, vulnerable human beings.
Exactly.
All right. So okay, going ahead, let's talk about what are the possible methods of attack. And believe me, whatever we are going through today is just we can't share everything in detail. There is too much to share, and we have just tried to create a presentation which is very useful and very easy to understand for all of us here, and so that we feel that we don't get really get bogged down, we don't get intimidated by what all to do, and this is one of the simplest way to explain. So what are the possible methods of attack? And this is all the examples have happened on NFT. All the examples that we are using have been used already on some people or the other whom I know, including me. So the first part is free offers. Well, first thought that comes to my mind is free. Is anything free in this world? Nothing. When we say free, we probably link it to dollars, Indian rupees, pounds, or euros, that hard cash. Sometimes we pay a bigger price. We all know that. And so we have to be very, very careful as to what we are getting into. Nothing is free, and so you just ensure that you don't get into the trap that somebody is offering you something for free, and you will become you will own something which you have been desiring, and so forth and so forth. No, nothing is free, so you have to be very, very careful. The moment free offer comes to you, that is one possible way of really getting hacked. So be a little careful there. And seeking help. I think we helping anybody else is our weakness. We want to help anybody and everybody out there. And so this is one another way of getting into your security system is by asking you that I am in trouble. Can you please help me? I know that I've got to know from many people that you've been helping many other people, and so on and so forth. So they will try and kind of bring you into their mold emotionally, and they will make you first lower your guard. And so seeking help is another possible method and the easiest method to really attack. And then airdrops. Uh, we keep anybody who has OpenSea account, they know that you keep getting the airdrops on your OpenSea account. Sometimes they enter, mostly they enter into the hidden folder. And believe me, I have done this. In my initial days, I got a couple of airdrops, and I was checking. I suddenly got into knowing that there is something called hidden folder. When I opened that, I saw 4 or 5 good-looking NFTs, and I wanted to interact with them. I did interact with one. I was lucky that nothing happened. That was kind of legitimate drop. but then it is dangerous because most of them are scripted. Most of them will have a contract where you will be interacting with that contract, and that is where you are vulnerable to be hacked. Um, yeah. So, Mike, you want to add something more to that?
You know what? I want to add something actually that
Yeah.
is a possible method of attack that I've noticed recently on OpenSea, where they will put an NFT into my wallet that I don't own, and then they'll make a huge offer on that NFT for like almost 1 ETH, and it's usually in Polygon ETH or WETH, and it's like I see it and I'm like, I saw it at first and I was like, this person's making me a 1 ETH offer on something that they just put in my wallet for free. And so there was some issue where had you signed that contract that they could drain stuff from your OpenSea wallet. And I think OpenSea figured it out now. Someone at a don't take my word for that. Someone at NFT NYC said that it should be fixed now, but I'm still getting these offers received on my OpenSea. So they're even going as far as putting NFTs in your wallet and then making you an offer on it, or using a different account to make an offer on a wallet that's in one of your hidden accounts that you might just think, oh yeah, I'd rather have 1 ETH than this crappy NFT that I didn't even buy myself. And you might hit yes, and all of a sudden, maybe your account could be liquidated. So they're getting very smart with these attacks. So it's our job to keep each other aware within MetaJungle of like, what are the new what are new scams and stuff going around, and maybe we can open up like a little channel where we can share new vulnerabilities if we don't already have that.
Hey,
They're just
Mike,
smart.
just
Yeah.
just to be clear, when you when you were if you were to accept the offer, then you would be signing a contract, and that's where the vulnerability would be.
I believe so. I did not sign any of those contracts, so that's the thing. So when you have a cold wallet, like what a cold wallet is, guys, it's like you have a ledger or a Trezor, and it's a handheld device where it's an extra layer of security. Where if you just have a hot wallet like MetaMask, the transaction just goes through. So if a hacker gets on your computer, they can just make transactions go through. But if you have a hardware wallet, cold storage, like a ledger, like I do, I have to actually sign everything that I do. So even on OpenSea, if I want to look at my watch list, like the cryptos that I'm watching, I have to sign and then I can watch them. So now it would be in the situation where I would accept that Polygon ETH offer or that WETH offer, and then I would be signing something that was actually coded by the hacker, that I'm actually signing to give everything in my OpenSea wallet to their wallet address. So something to that extent, yes.
Also, just to point out on cold wallets, there is a feature that you can enable auto sign, so be careful with that as well.
Yes, so I never have auto sign on. So you guys want to read through, what you're signing, but even then, it's hard to understand what you're actually reading. So there's steps before that is probably even better precautions to take, and think to yourself, why is someone offering me this amount of money for this, and sort of take a step back and maybe ask your community members if they know about anyone else that this is happening to. And MetaJungle is always a good resource to jump in general. Or do we have a chat for known vulnerabilities that maybe we could use to share?
I
Goon?
Um,
think we should have now. We should create. I don't think there is any, but Goon or anybody else can. Jaden, can somebody confirm that or?
yeah, we talked about making, yeah, we have a security channel under Git help category. So we do have that channel for that.
Okay.
Sure. So we could use that channel to make reports on new vulnerabilities that we come across, and then send the community members the way to check that out. So Awesome.
Yeah, so what you're saying, Mike, here is that again it comes under these two things: free offers, number one. So somebody is first airdropping you, so free offers and airdrop. So both are coming together here. Somebody first airdrops you something, and then gives you the offer to sell. And so I think there's not going. It shouldn't be only one red flag. The multiple red flags be you should be seeing, because something that you did not own, something you did not buy, something you did not legitimately get transferred to your account is now showing in your account, and you are getting the sale offer. I mean, um, um, it has to be something which is a trap, and everything happens through a contract. Unfortunately, we'll talk about that when we come to the ledger and the wallets. But just to make a point here, wallets, unfortunately, all these ledgers, they do not understand, they can't uh, read and understand and figure out what a contract is. That is why there is a blind sign we have to enable in our ledger also. So that's the unfortunate part right now. Probably in times to come, that will become manageable. And whenever we are interacting with any of these NFTs in whatever way, we are signing something. We have to be very, very careful. What do we sign, and how do we go about it? So we'll talk about that in future slides again.
Thank you.
Yeah. Should we move ahead? Okay. Now, coming to one of the most common and old ways of hacking is the phishing email. We've been receiving these emails from ages. I think that I keep receiving those emails that I am so and so vice president of so and so bank, and you have won a lottery, and I have so many $1 million to be transferred to you. All these kinds of mails, they become old methods, but they keep changing their ways and means. And so these are phishing emails is nothing but you receiving an email from apparently some source which looks legitimate, and you tend to believe in it, and you tend to follow the instructions written in that mail, and ultimately fall into the trap by clicking on some link they want you to click on. And the recent ones that we are aware of is something that happened with the OpenSea maybe a couple of months back, when people started receiving mails from apparently it looked like they're from OpenSea, but they were not, and people were signing and they were losing their wallets getting compromised. So all these are examples of phishing emails, and I just wanted to share how do they really trap you. The idea is not, before you even get into the textual part, what is written in that, what do they want to communicate with you, what do they want to really make you do something. What is important is that how do they conceal their identity, and that is where we start falling prey to. And so I just wanted to share that. And so these are few of the three examples that they use. The first one is, let's say, Jassi at the rate yourcompany.com is the real email ID. Then somebody who's trying to impersonate, somebody who's trying to send a phishing mail, will send you the email by changing one alphabet. So Jassi had yours company. And unfortunately, we don't have the habit of reading alphabet by alphabet. We give it a overlook kind of a thing, and we believe that it is from Jassi, or it is from Mike, or it is from whatever. And we tend to believe that it is legitimate email, and we click on that, and gone. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so
So
this happened. So I was saying this happened to me the other day. Not a phishing email, but I had my work in Super Chief Gallery for NFT NYC, and so Super Chief sent me a DM on Instagram, and it the name looked exactly the same. Well, to me at first, the name looked exactly the same. They had the same, the same banner. They set it up so they had a similar amount of followers. Everything looked like it was officially Super Chief Gallery, and so they got a conversation to me talking about how they enjoyed my work and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, they started asking me questions that seemed like suspicious. And then at that point, I DM'd Super Chief Gallery on Twitter instead of Instagram, and they said, "Oh, that's not us. Ours is Super Chief NFT, and the hacker one is Super Chief NFTs with just an S at the end." And so, because I was in the gallery show and Super Chief was messaging me, it made sense to me that that was the real Super Chief because I opened it up and I saw how many followers they had and everything. And as much as we think that we have common sense, um, that seemed very legitimate to me until that red flag was thrown up and they were asking me for something like they needed help with something or whatever. Then I was like, this seems fishy. So yeah, that's just a little story on what just happened to me last week.
Yeah, very interesting because these things keep happening every day. These are all real examples, and this is where we fall prey to these emails. And so there are many points that you should be really getting red flags on. We'll talk about that in later next slides. But staying with this here, another thing is, let's say you know this guy John Doe. He's your friend, and but we don't really pay a lot of attention to what the real email ID is. I mean, um, John Doe is John Doe for me, and so whether it is John dot Doe or John Doe or John whatever Doe, if it shows John Doe, I tend to believe that it's from my friend John. And so the real email ID is john.doe@gmail.com, and fake is, it could be anything. John Doe, it could be John Dash Doe, it could be anything. So what I'm saying here is, whenever you get, whenever you receive some mail from your friend or somebody whom you've been interacting with on emails in past, and you get an email from him, obviously I will not be able to really point out immediately that the email is coming from a fake account, but the content makes me suspicious. Now, content could be anything. So if I am sending an email, continuously engaging with Mike over, let's say, over a few years through emails, I and him, both of us will know what is the lingo that we use. So if I use always that, "Hi Mike, how are you?" kind of formal and kind of a lingo, and suddenly he receives an email from me which addresses him like this: "Hi bro, how are you?" That should be the first problem area. That is one thing that I will immediately want to go back and check what the email ID was which I was interacting with on. So be very, very careful these days. Earlier we were not being careful. Now it is important that we are careful, and we are we are really looking at details like even dot or hash or whatever it is. And so be very, very careful there. Third is very, very scary, particularly from our point of view. Let's say we get a mail from support@opensea.io. So that is, some of us might know that opensea.io, www.opensea.io is the legitimate website. Some of us might not even know. Some of us might think that OpenSea is OpenSea. But we receive an email from a fake email ID which says support@opensea.info. So first problem is that we don't even get to see the full email ID on top. They would create a cover of it. It would read something like OpenSea support or OpenSea help or something like that. To find out the exact email ID that it is coming from, you'll have to click on the down button on the email to reveal the actual email. If we are in a hurry, we might overlook that it has come from .info, not .io. So be very, very careful what you are reading. And the easiest way is, the best way is, bookmark your websites that you interact with the most. Let's say Foundation, let's say OpenSea, Sloika, any other platform, all their MetaMask, all these websites should be bookmarked. Easiest way is hover your mouse and it will tell you the real origin where it is coming from.
Yep.
So
Bookmark and double check.
yeah,
And that also goes with when you copy and paste someone's wallet address. You know, I always look at the first 4 or 5 digits of the wallet address and the last 4 or 5 digits of the wallet address to make sure that I have it copied correctly. Because sometimes we're just going quickly and we say Control C or Command C if it's on a Mac, or Control C or Command V, and we just paste it in. But it's always a great idea to double and even triple check some of these things. So perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Jassi.
absolutely. Yeah. Discord. Right now we are on Discord, and so I thought it is important that we talk about this. The first thing that I would say before when I share my 3 or 4 points that I've mentioned here, switch off the DMs. Don't give access to anybody. I mean, it's not worth it.
Don't trust anyone. This might not even be the real Jassi. He might just be being nice so that he can scam us later. You never know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yes.
But
Yes. So don't even open the DMs. Our first challenge is that I'm talking from my perspective. My first challenge is that I find it little challenging even now to navigate easily through the Discord. So I'm struggling there as an individual. On top of that, it has a lot of loopholes, which I'm going to talk about. And on top of that, somebody is impersonating and coming into my DM, sending me a friend request, trying to interact with me. I am even more vulnerable now. And so I would not want that to happen. And so I have switched off my DMs. Nobody can send me DMs now. So one thing is very, very clear. Now coming to what are the problem areas as of now with Discord. The first is, believe me or not, anyone can easily copy someone's personal avatars and use it as their own. I mean, this is very simple.
right click save. right click save.
So I mean, you will not even figure out that. And we all are attracted more towards the visual part of it, not the textual part of it. So even if somebody is impersonating me with my avatar, will have my face as their avatar, but their name could be totally different, Jassii, something like that. And you would not even look at it. You would not even want to read it because you believe that it's from Jassi. And this Jassi is trying to kind of sweep you off of all your ETH and all your NFTs. So don't trust on that Jassi. Don't trust on the avatar. So this is one Discord challenge. Second, the nickname can be changed to anything scammers want. Believe me, even to the one that is already existing and in use. That is, so we are not only talking about avatars, we are also talking about your nickname that can be copied, then that can be changed, that can be created to look exactly like you, or not only look, which is exactly like yours.
This next part blew my mind. The next little slide.
Next thing is crazy. So just read this and just um, uh, ensure that you don't lose your senses, because this is crazy. If you pay the nitro fee, there's an option that where you pay the nitro fee on Discord to be able to use certain kind of some zing bangs kind of things. So if you pay the nitro fee, you can even use the exact 4 digits that appear after your name. And this is crazy. This is insane. Why? I felt when initially I came in that these 4 digits that come after my name is my unique identity. Unfortunately, it is not. Discord is yet to work on this. So if you are somebody or anybody else is there wanting to interact with my friend circle and to scam somebody, they can just pay the nitro fee, use the exact name. They can use the avatar as in point one. They can use the nickname as in point two. They can use the same 4 digits which are in my name and appear after the name, which means that there is no concept of one unique name in Discord as of now, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
crazy.
At that point, how could you even know which is the real and the fake one? You would have to.
We don't
Would
interact. Period. I mean,
the name would be highlighted or something, or you would need to
nothing.
go into
We
the
don't know.
Discord and ask. I mean, this is a huge flaw in the
Yeah.
Discord system that they allow you to change the exact 4 digits that appear the same because you paid money. That's
Yeah.
bad.
It's bad. It's really bad. It's a big loophole, and I wish Discord fixes these as soon as possible because this is crazy. This is not going to work, and be very careful in what I think. These are the reasons why biggest of the accounts on Discord got hacked because people there were interacting. The hackers were interacting in those servers as the real owners of those servers, and in chat, and were sending links there instead of going into DMs, and that is how biggest of the Discord servers were compromised.
Yeah, this is
Wow.
this is really crazy. I don't know why they allow that, but also one thing you can do, it's not foolproof, but let's say you're in someone's Discord server and you're talking to an admin. If you check their roles, you can see if they actually have the admin role. So that's something that could help, but
That's, yeah.
it's not
Great point.
foolproof though. And also another thing on Discords, I don't know if you were gonna get into this, but um, Discord admins can get hacked, and a whole
Yep.
Discord could be compromised, and they could post something from the actual owner's account or admin's account, and they can post a link saying that they're selling something, or they just minted a new NFT. So that's something you have to be careful of too, um, and it's something that you can't fully know, but you need to just be aware of. And one thing you can do is check where the contract is coming from, I believe. If you were trying to sign something or uh, going to a website like that, you can double check through like Etherscan and those types of websites. But it gets a little complicated at that point.
Yes, yes, yes. So in nutshell, don't trust anything. Just be very, very careful in believing anything which is coming to you. And uh, I mean, it's scary, but that I think it's important for us to really share because this is one biggest loophole and the vulnerability that Discord has as of now, which I think they must fix in times to come. I hope they do, but just be very, very careful. Very, very careful.
Oh, and Boss Mom made a good point. Um, yeah, if you see anyone trying to impersonate someone in our Discord, just message one of the admins and we'll ban them or get them removed, or so if you do see that, let us know.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Now, what are the possible red flags? Red flags is the first alert point which should alert you immediately the moment you see something like this. So, one is, let's say somebody is interacting with you who is impersonating to be XYZ. He could be impersonating to be Jassi Oberai, it could be Mike, it could be MetaJungle per se, it could be anybody. Be a collector. Just check, click on that and figure out how many followers the person has. I mean, you can do one thing. Let me try and do that. Just a minute. Let me just try and do that. I've seen that earlier. I'm searching on Twitter OpenSea, and right now there are right now there's only one showing. I've done this earlier. I keep doing this after I got hacked. On one point of time, it showed me 4 different accounts by the name OpenSea, and that was scary. And this happens every day in and day out. And so you have to check how many followers that the person has and the account has, and is the account fairly new or is an old account. So this is one way to figure out what is legitimate and what is not. When I got hacked, I was getting messages from some account called MetaMask, and I fell in trap. And but I did not. I still held myself. I'll share the story in a while. I still held myself back, but I still got hacked. That's a different story. So the person who was interacting with me was the account was just 14 days old. So I mean that could not have been true account, not been the legitimate account. So be very very careful there. Now this is one, and we've said this earlier as well. So seeking help, and they don't straight away come to the point. They don't say that, okay, hi Jassi, I'm so and so, I need your help. No, they will not. They'll never say. They will first come to you and they will start praising your work and blah blah blah. Your work is so good. They would have done some research. They'll pick up an image. They'll talk about it, and so you are already lowering your guard. You tend to believe that this guy uh, is really believes in my work, and then they will come to the after some time they'll come to the point that they need some help, and now you are already in their kind of web, that you're already into that, and you will not see the red flag at this point of time. Another thing that they usually do is that they use the female name as the account holder, and they use a beautiful profile picture. Now, the DP. Now, that is the PFP, so to say. And that is another trap. So be very, very careful whom you are interacting with. Somebody suddenly comes to you. I'm not saying that people don't praise, the good people don't praise, they do. But then there has to be a kind of uh, one way communication that, okay, I love your work and keep creating this work. If I have to praise somebody, I would come to Mike's DM and I will praise his work. You really do a good job, XYZ. I talk about it and keep inspiring. All the best. And I'll move on. I have no other job to talk about. But if the communication goes into a different tangent now, that they need help, red flag.
Exactly.
I mean, the entire intention was totally different. This has happened recently. Someone with somebody, a friend of mine whom I know, very very recently as I think a week or so, and I'll share that. Someone wants to share important documents and asked for your email ID so that they can upload it on your Google Drive and share the link with you to access. And what happened in a particular case is that I'm not using the names here because that's not right on my part. a friend of mine received a DM from somebody who pretended to be a collector, saying that he had seen one image on his profile, which he really liked, and he had thought of buying, and now he's ready to buy, but he can't see that on his Twitter feed anymore. So now he's not coming to the point. He's saying that can you? It looked something like this. He tried to explain it, and my friend is now pointing out, was it this image? He's sharing images. Was it this image? Was it? He's saying no, no, no. Then he says, after some time, he says, okay, do one thing. I have kind of a close kind of an image. You share your email ID. Let me send that image to you. That will give you a fair idea what I'm talking about. And my friend had already lowered all his guards. I mean, he could have shared that image in DM itself where my friend was sharing, but he did not. He asked for the email ID. Now he fell prey. He shared the email ID. That guy sent him the email saying that he has uploaded a similar image on a Google Drive, and he shared the link on email. If you click, you will see the image and you will figure it out. He goes there, he clicks on that link and gone. So I mean, they are trying to be extra smart here. So be very, very careful here.
Can I add something,
You
Jassi?
have something, right?
Can I add something, Jassi?
Yeah, please, please.
It could even be something like someone DMing you on Twitter, wanting to hire you or wanting to sell you a service. Also be aware of those because they may have bad intentions later on.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyone that wants to make you feel special or important in some way, and they're trying to do that right off the bat, even without building rapport. And then the scammers that are even smarter, they'll build rapport with you over time. Like I was talking about before, where I had this person who came up to me and they said they were a collector and they were talking about my collection and even they were talking about specific pieces and how much they loved the work and respected me as an artist. And then something was a red flag for me. They said, oh, my ETH balance is too low for me to make the transaction to purchase your work. Can you send me this amount of ETH or whatever? And then once I saw that, I was like, if this is a collector and they're that interested in my work, then why would they need ETH from me or something? They said, "Oh, my ETH is tied up here, and my friend is going to send it later. Can you just send me this so I can make the transaction or something?" And they'll try to trick you. It was better than how I'm explaining it. I don't remember fully, but it was like because he sounded so genuine through the conversation earlier, and people can be very manipulative. You'd be surprised how manipulative some people can be, where you can actually believe them. That I was thinking about it, and then I said, "Wait a second, man. Anyone who's asking me for money is probably not good." And I exited that conversation.
They're getting better and better and more believable.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. They are. They are. It's really getting crazy. Really getting crazy.
Well, if you think about it, if they have, if the people who have the knowledge that we have today that are teaching people how to avoid these people, like the knowledge that we have, like if we're not malicious people, but if we wanted to with this knowledge, we could easily build rapport with many new members in the community and seriously hurt them. But we wouldn't do that here. But you think about the people that have this knowledge can easily use it against the people who decide to ignore coming to get this knowledge, listening to the workshops and stuff, and just reading about how to avoid these possible red flags.
Right, right, right. So true. So true. Let's come to the wallets part now. Uh, what are the kind of wallets that we use, and we use them? And so we'll now be getting into the real part where how to really protect yourself now. So the first one that is the most common is the hot wallet. So what is a hot wallet? Basically, the wallet that remains connected to the internet always. And it's the software wallet that we usually use, like MetaMask. So that is the hot wallet that we usually use to store ETH. That is, we use to trade, to sell, to mint, to do everything. That is the
And
hot.
if I could jump in real quick,
Yeah.
the hard truth is this is where a lot of people stop with their security. If we thought about most people that are probably operating with NFT, they stop right here. They get the MetaMask wallet, they keep it signed in, they keep their money and their NFT, their important NFTs in there, and they sign contracts that they don't read. And this is Russian roulette. This is a recipe for um, losing your life savings. And so it's a sad truth, but a lot of people stop here at this hot wallet. And with that said, I'll let Jassi continue to cold wallet.
Yeah. The next is the cold wallet. Cold wallet is mostly that remains offline, which is usually the hardware wallet like Ledger that we mostly use. It's the common example, and it is safer because obviously it remains mostly offline. So getting into that is little hard, little trickier, little more complicated than getting access to your MetaMask.
Yeah, and if I could add, what the cold wallet does too is if a hacker gets control over your computer, and you don't have a cold wallet and you just have a hot wallet, well, they can just go ahead and just transfer all of your items over to them. If you have a cold wallet, they would actually need the physical device in their hand to sign over those assets that they want. Now that doesn't make a cold wallet completely secure because you need to know what you're signing because code could be built into something that basically runs in the code that says you are signing over all of your NFTs, everything you own. Maybe you own 200 NFTs on OpenSea. They could set a code where you transfer all of that over to them just from signing. So just because you have a cold wallet doesn't mean that you're also safe. It's just that extra layer of security.
Yes, true, Mike. And just to add to that, as I shared earlier, all these wallets, let's say Ledger, I'm talking about right now, they do not understand the contract. They do not. So they can't interpret what the contract is. So that is why there's a setting in the ledger which says blind minting. How does it still help? Is the only way it helps is that, well, when I'm clicking on my MetaMask with some instruction, let's say I'm signing a message, signing a contract, or I'm approving a contract, it gives me extra few seconds to rethink. So while I've done that, I'll come back to that has to be approved on my hard wallet, which is cold wallet, which is the ledger in this case, and I will have to sign it again on that hard wallet. Now that is some additional time that I'm getting to cool down, to rethink, and if I've done something by mistake there, I can correct it on my ledger. Nothing less, nothing more. If I approve that again, it's gone.
Can I
So
can I add something?
yeah.
Um, so essentially, with the software wallet, your passwords to your account are saved on your computer, in your browser, actually. And then with the cold wallet, uh, you have an extra layer of security, an extra password you have to enter on the actual device that will then authorize things to be signed.
Absolutely, very well pointed out. This is important. That's why I said in the first slide The 100% security is a myth because um, it is up to us. Um, Ledger doesn't know, it is not intelligent enough. It is as intelligent as I am or you are. It's as intelligent as we are. It will do what we ask it to do. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. So
Great
we have to
point.
be still very careful. And something called burn wallet. This term has started coming off very recently, and so burn wallet, in a way, technically speaking, it is nothing but the hot wallet. It's a MetaMask, but usually people use it as a temporary wallet. And what do I mean by that? Let us say I am suspicious of one particular transaction. I don't know what is right, what is wrong, but it is still I'm moving, I'm kind of gravitating more towards it being correct, legitimate. And now I want to interact with it. I want to sign a contract, I want to do the trading or whatever. But I'm not sure. So that is where I will not use my hot wallet or cold wallet. That is where I will create another hot wallet, which is MetaMask, transfer some little ETH into that to transact there. And even if something goes wrong, let us say, I will lose that limited ETH, and my that burn wallet, which was a temporary wallet, will get compromised. I will not lose my identity, which is linked to my hot wallet. All right, I will still not lose that identity. So these burn wallet concept is someone like us decided to get into that. I think this is one very good way to protect yourself. You want to add something?
Yeah.
No, I think the next. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, Goon wants to add something.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to ask you both, um, for your OpenSea account where you're actually minting your stuff on, do you use a cold wallet or a hot wallet?
Cold wallet. I use a cold wallet
Oh,
because it's an extra layer of security, and like if someone was to get a hold of my OpenSea stuff, they would own every collection that I've ever minted and have access to like all of my 10% royalties for like the rest of my life, unless I revoked those privileges. But if they somehow have my seed phrase, I would just have to for the rest of my life watch them own all of my art. That would be absolutely terrible.
So if you're an artist starting off in the space and you're gonna put, all your life's work out on the chain, just start with the cold wallet then, right?
Well, what you do is you create a MetaMask hot wallet first, and then you through MetaMask connect your ledger, and so now your MetaMask operates off of the ledger, and the seed phrase used is the one from the ledger, and all interactions that you do with your MetaMask account have to be signed by the ledger that's in your hands. So you know, technically someone would have to come into your home, gunpoint and make you sign stuff um, to basically, to basically take your stuff. Unless you're just signing things that you don't know what you're signing and you're signing something that's potentially very dangerous. So my advice would be, the vault where you have all of your important stuff and your art should probably be somewhere where you don't really do much at all. Just send and receive transactions, but you shouldn't like be signing anything. You shouldn't be going on Discord and like using collab land to like prove what you have. Like if you need to do that, you should probably send those cryptos to another wallet, like considering like your hot wallet or a burn wallet. Like let's say you go on, I don't know, let's say you have I don't know what's a popular NFT that's like not too expensive. I'd say like Deadfellas or something. You go on to Deadfellas, and you them to be able to see that you own Deadfellas, so you could take part in the the contest and rewards and stuff. You should not do that through your main vault wallet, because let's say Deadfellow's account gets hacked and we didn't get that information yet, and now I'm signing things, and I could get liquidated of my stuff. I'm not willing to take that risk. And you know what? I took that risk for a long time. And just like as Macias said, he's very surprised that he was not hacked. I'm very surprised too, because I was rolling dice for a long time, up until recently, and I started taking security very, very seriously. And that's why we're doing this security thread right now. And luckily we have you and Jassi as well, who have experience. And Jassi was actually hacked, so the words that we're giving to you guys is words from our own past mistakes. And so yeah, I wouldn't have your most important stuff. And that's going to go to the next slide. I think the next slide is where I can really explain this.
Yeah. So I just wanted to add to that. Let's not make any mistake. Our first wallet that we start with is MetaMask. A hard wallet is not the interactive wallet which interacts with contracts. No, it does not. It's not that. So everything starts with MetaMask. We add a layer, and yes, I agree, Goon, there, because right now, as I said in the beginning, that when somebody is asking me that they want to get into NFT and they need my help, my first thing is that if they are really serious, they must invest in a ledger. I mean, that's the minimum investment that somebody will have to take. If you're trying to get into a business,
Yeah.
I mean, some kind of investment has to be made. And here I'm talking about your own security. I'm not gaining anything. So you start the right way. You would not want to be hacked and then get into the right way. I mean, only fools do that. I think wise people learn from others' mistakes, and fools, they don't learn until unless they make mistakes. So I was a fool, as an individual. People kept on saying, but I still committed mistakes. But now I am getting wiser. I'm trying to teach people also the right way. And one thing that happened not recently, I think just a little before I was hacked, one strange thing happened which will give you some idea. Uh, I was not on MetaMask or at all for the whole day, and towards the evening, I just came and I wanted to check my OpenSea, and it was disconnected. So as the OpenSea asks, requests you to connect to MetaMask first, and when I did that, I came to my ledger, and ledger was showing, asking me to sign something, and I had never clicked on signing so that I can approve it here. So that was very strange. That means something was going on somewhere. Somebody was really interacting with my MetaMask that time and was sending that request. And had it been not for Ledger, I that would have gone through. And the moment I saw that, I immediately declined it, that signing. And then I had to go to one expert, and the lady whom I was interacting with, she said that there was an attempt and you are safe. So your ledger will always save you as a second layer.
And just to add one last thing before the next slide, if you've used a hot wallet for a while and you've done a lot of things with it, and then you buy a ledger, uh, the safest way to do it, from what I've heard, is to create a whole new wallet and address, and then transfer your stuff there.
Probably as and on that note too, just so you guys know, when we're creating these new wallets, right? When we have multiple wallets, you can't create them under the same web browser. So if you have Google Chrome and you have a wallet on there, and then you want to have a separate wallet with a separate private key, you can't make a second one in Google Chrome. It's going to share the same private keys. So for your second wallet, you now have to have like Brave browser or a different browser, Firefox or something, and you have to have it there, and it's going to create different private keys. That's very important. And forgot to mention that because I didn't even really know this until Ev from Sloika. I was talking in conversation with him, and he said that he says they all share. If you do it in the same web browser, you'll still get hacked in the same way
That's a
because
great
same private keys.
that's a great point, Mike.
Yeah. So I think there's another point that we'll be making in future slides. Yeah. So coming to this, yeah. So I think Mike, you take us through this because this is important. The layered structure.
Sure, it looks a little complicated, the layered structure here, but I'll break it down. So your hot wallet, right? So that's the wallet we were talking about. So you'll use this wallet to mint NFTs and interact with contracts. Technically, you're exposed to vulnerabilities, and it is likely that you're going to get compromised. It may take a long time for you to get compromised, but eventually you will, especially as the scams get better. For example, this is just a regular MetaMask wallet, like we were talking about. So in this, you should only have in this wallet the necessary money to mint and buy NFTs in a specific period of time. You don't want to store your assets in here. This is not your vault. Please don't store your assets in your hot wallet. And a lot of people, they're storing their stuff in here. So if you see the arrow goes down to now, will you sell your asset? So if you're not gonna sell your asset, it says no, and it goes down to your vault. So this is if you really want to be the most secure. Well, on your vault, you should have a ledger, right? So if you're not going to sell it and it's going to go there. So let's say you own a Bored Ape. Let's just be extreme. You own Bored Apes. You own Doodles. You own Cool Cats. You own the expensive PFPs. You own photography from artists that they sell for a lot, or maybe it's just stuff that is photographs that are really sentimental to you, and if you lost it, you'd be very hurt. Well, that means you're not going to sell it. So you're going to bring that and you're going to send that to your vault, which is going to be another wallet address on a different browser than the current hot wallet. It cannot be the same browser. So if your hot wallet's on Google Chrome, make your vault on Brave browser or whatever browser is the one that you like. I like Brave browser. On this one, I personally second ledger, and you do not do anything with this wallet. All you do is in and out transactions, but you never connect the wallet to a website. You never connect to any contract. This is for sending ETH and whatever important cryptocurrencies and whatever important NFTs that are going to sit and remain in there. And so, that seed phrase is going to be the most important seed phrase of any of your other wallets, the one that has your vault, because that's like your life savings. That's your most important, your most sentimental. That's your full on collection. And so, me personally, I have multiple copies of my seed phrase in different areas. Whether one is in a safe somewhere, whether the other one is in a bank safe deposit box. But you also want to remember that if you have a fire, there's a fire in your house. God forbid, there's flooding or fire. It's going to kill your seed phrase. So there are titanium, I believe there are titanium um, pieces that you can buy, and you can etch your seed phrase into this one. And this might be worth buying. They go from $50 to $80 on Amazon, and they're fireproof and they're waterproof. And then fire and flood proof, and you'd also understand that there's a risk of ink. The ink that you're writing these seed phrases on paper with is going to fade over time. And if you miss one word, if you lose your ledger and you can't remember one of the 24 words, you could not get back your stuff. It's gone forever. So this is really important. So for me, it's very important for me to have multiple pieces of my seed phrase in different areas in case one is lost, and the one that I have with that's fireproof and flood proof. So, with that being said, will you sell your asset? Yes. Okay. Now, this is where it's like, you got some PFPs or some photos that you want to sell on the market. You need some liquidity or whatever. Well, this is going to go to your cold wallet, right? Because these are still important. Still value in this. So this is like this. So this is like having two cold wallets basically. One is a vault, and one is a liquid cold wallet. This liquid cold wallet, in this secure wallet, you will store the assets you'll list for sale. Don't interact with anything except for trusted marketplaces where the objective is selling your NFTs. So I hope I know it's a few steps, but this is probably the safest workflow. And if anyone has any questions in the chat that we could try to answer, we'll try to answer those. But that's securing your portfolio with a layered structure.
You're very well explained, Mike. There's one point that I think I would like to make here is that when you say in under the vault, it's mentioned that you don't interact with anything with this wallet, only in and out transactions, but you never connect the wallet to any website or interact with any contract. So how do you do that? Is that if you are using a ledger as the vault, then there's an app which is by Ledger, which is Ledger Live. So you use Ledger Live to do all these transactions on your vault. You don't connect the vault ledger to your MetaMask or anything else. So you use Ledger Live app to do in-out transactions, to transfer your NFTs or whatever. So you don't interact that anywhere else on any other website.
No website interaction. I mean, it would be the place where you're just sending those important NFTs so that they could sit there for the long-term hold. And the only other thing that you would do would be to send them somewhere else if you need them somewhere else. So let's say you have your Bored Ape, right? It's worth 80 ETH. Now all of a sudden it's worth 130 ETH and you need to sell it. Now that's when you would take it, send it to your cold ledger wallet. This is the wallet that's used to just interact with the marketplace. So you would send the Bored Ape there and connect to OpenSea and put it for sale. So just in and out transactions on the vault to be the safest possible.
And also, so you can receive stuff without interacting with MetaMask, right? But I think if you were to try and send an NFT, you would have to connect that to a MetaMask, right? Because you would have to connect to OpenSea.
So
Come again.
so you're talking about the cold
vault.
ledger, the middle one, or are you talking about the vault?
I'm saying the vault. Would you have to interact with MetaMask to send an NFT?
I do. I interact with it to send the NFT. But I don't. I won't interact with anything else, and I try not to use the vault for. And I'm about to get even more strict about it because I haven't 100% all the time done just in and out transactions on it, but in the safest possible manner, I think it should be done this way if you want to secure your stuff.
That Ledger Live does not support NFTs, so you won't be able to see any NFTs on there.
No, I didn't say that. I think I think Jassi was asking that question, and so my answer would be no. I don't do it through that. I do it through a cold wallet attached to a hot wallet, which my hot wallet is MetaMask. My cold wallet is my Ledger, and so I'm just sending the NFT to another address, and that's it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So Ledger Live doesn't understand NFTs right now. So just for the NFTs, I might still have to come and interact for a moment, and that's about it. For rest of the ETH, let's say you have a lot of ETH and you don't want to really use gas fee to transfer it to the exchange or something. that is when I would want to use it, use the vault to store that ETH, and transfer the ETH using Ledger Live from one ledger to the vault, to my own vault. So it stays safe there.
Right.
All right. So moving ahead, this is one common thing. Is MetaMask the weak link? And why I included this slide was that we keep hearing this sentence day in and day out. The moment we do something wrong, we tend to believe we tend to blame something else. Like, I got hacked because MetaMask does not have the strong security parameters. I got hacked because OpenSea is so and so. Such and such thing could happen to me because of somebody else, something else. MetaMask, let's understand MetaMask in brief. I will not take too long, just to make you understand. It is our lifeline as NFT traders, to be very honest. Just visualize this. You want to mint, you want to buy, you want to do anything. The moment you click on something, MetaMask automatically opens up. It automatically asks you to do certain steps, take certain steps. And the moment you do, voila, the things are done. You buy, you sell, everything happens like a breeze. It is so easy. It has made our life so easy. Is it still vulnerable? Vulnerable? Yes, it is, like anything else. If I am vulnerable, if my ledger is vulnerable, I mean, MetaMask is just a software wallet. But it has also given us the chance, the option to use a strong password. That's another layer that we are adding. We all know that strong passwords are a must, but how many of us are actually willing to use a strong password because we don't want to get hassled by the difficulties that we face, just because the kind of firewalls that we build our own way. So MetaMask might be weak, but the weakest point is not MetaMask. It is we. We are the weakest link in this entire system. And I would like to share what happened with me at this point of time. And I'll be as quick as possible. If somebody wants to ask the question, you can. To be very quick, I've been very, very careful from day one, to be very honest. The day I realized that ledger is required, I did not have enough ETH, but I still bought a ledger because I realized that that's an investment that is going to serve me in long run. I got hacked despite having a ledger, and people asked me, I mean, really, how could you get hacked even when you were using a ledger? Yes, I got hacked even when I was using the ledger because of not the MetaMask was weak link or not, because I was the weak link. I was getting into FOMO of buying one ticket at Artverse, that Artverse website, that Rachel Wood. If you know, great. If you don't know, go and find out. And their inaugural ticket she was selling, and I was really getting into FOMO, and I really wanted to, desperately wanted to buy it. Their website was not really doing justice to the ledger part, and every time I would try and mint, it will give me error. And my FOMO was increasing because the numbers there were really going down in terms of the availability of the number of mint passes that were available. They were really flying, and my FOMO was increasing, and that is when I committed a mistake. I put a tweet saying that I need help. I am not able to manage. My MetaMask is not working. Now, there are few trigger words like MetaMask, wallet, um, I need help. There were bots getting activated, and I was receiving messages, the comments on that tweet offering help. The one DM came to me saying that, that person had one or two, I think, mutual friends, and said that somebody had faced this, and you can write to MetaMask and they will help you. And I believed him, because that did not raise my red flag for multiple reasons. One, I was already under FOMO. I just wanted to desperately somehow wanted to get one piece. That blinded me. Second problem was that I did not check how many number of followers the person had, but I just checked that person had two, or I think one or two common followers. So that was another thing that really made me go with that email. I did not check. It was metamask.info or something. And I sent an email and I received a link asking me to click on that link. The moment I got the link and it said you have to write the seed phrase, that is when I became very cautious, and I did not click there. Now try and understand what happened. I did not fall prey there. While all this was happening, something else was happening in my system. I had committed one big mistake. I had I had written down the seed phrase. I had done two things. One, I had taken a picture of that and saved that, and attached that picture in one email draft mail. So I created a draft and kept it there. So the picture was there. I had written down in the notepad the seed phrase and I had kept it there. While something was happening, I believe, and I'm not too sure, I am 100% sure that I did not click the main link, but I might have clicked somewhere while in this FOMO. And that installed some malware into my system. That malware was scanning, and I was, when I got out of FOMO, I came out of FOMO. I was normal, and I was scared also. I was checking my MetaMask. Nothing had happened, and I slept. I was tired, emotionally drained. I slept. Got up after half an hour, and with kind of one dream that coming to me that my wallet has been hacked, and I got up and immediately checked my MetaMask, and it was empty. And that is when I sought help. And the analysis of the professional was that she could figure out one malware that was installed on my PC that was tracking all the files on my system. And when it came to one of these two, either that image file or that notepad, it decoded that seed phrase and took everything away. So when somebody has the seed phrase, ledger, no ledger, it's like you locking the house and giving the key back to the thief. That please take care. And I was totally drained out of every ETH. So who is the weakest link? Can I blame MetaMask? Can I blame Ledger? Can I blame something else? There's only one person to be blamed. That is me. So I am the weakest link in this system. You are the weakest link in this system. We all are the weakest link in this system. And whatever I mentioned, some things we have already discussed in this presentation. One or two things we'll discuss in next few slides as well. So this is what happened. And after that, I've been really training myself hard. Very soon, for everybody understanding, very soon I'll be getting into rescuing compromised artists, because I was rescued by one noble soul who paid my gas fees, also did not charge me a penny. And I will be getting into the similar role very soon. And I'm getting myself trained. And any question, I'm willing to answer there, or we can move forward.
Thanks for sharing that, Jassi. And I just want to say too that, you know, you don't have to feel bad about yourself if you do get scammed. You could take every precaution and still get scammed. It's not your fault. You're not the bad person. These people that are scamming people are the bad people. So you don't have to feel bad. Just you learn from it, and that's all that we can do.
Yeah, Goon
Yeah.
rightly said. And sorry, Mike, I'm just 1 second. Is that I openly say that whatever happens happens for a reason. Probably there was a bigger picture that was waiting. I got hacked, whatever, 0.19 ETH that I lost. No, 1.19 ETH that I lost, and so big deal. Today, just because of that, I am conducting a workshop, educating a lot of people. I am bringing compromised artists whose wallets get hacked in touch with the experts who are helping them. So I am becoming a link, a source of supporting artists and educating them. I don't think I would have done that if I was not hacked. So, on a lighter note. So, anyways, yeah, Mike.
Yeah, I didn't really have anything to say except for like thanks for sharing your story. It's very heartfelt and it's hard to listen to. Um, but you know, sometimes things happen for like people don't like to hear this, but I think sometimes happen for a reason. And maybe the reason was that, you know, it was only 1 point something ETH that you lost. And maybe had this lesson not happened earlier, maybe it could have been a lot more. But not only that, now you become a bridge to the ecosystem to help a lot of other people with this security thing. So just want to say thanks for sharing your story and that I think that you have good karma and that all that will eventually eventually come back around and come back for you. So
Yeah, thank
that's all
you.
I have to say.
Yeah. Mike very rightly said that now I am, just because of that one incident, I am now a bridge between anybody. So I am really, every day I am talking to someone and guiding them. And believe me, my first kind of anybody who's asking me that they want to get into NFT, and once I sense that they are very serious, they are genuinely wanting to get into that. My first kind of condition is that they will have to invest into ledger. Once they receive the ledger, that is when I start. That is where I begin, and that's one responsibility that I've taken. I think we all, if we are, can I even after this workshop, does it make me immune? No. I'll go back to my first slide. 100% security is a myth, and I'm a human being. I'm not a machine. I've not been fed with few codes that I will act only. Henceforth, I'll act only in a particular manner. No, I can still get into FOMO. I can still click on some links, but one thing is sure, that I'll be more careful. My chances of getting scammed are going to be minimal, but they still are. So, yeah, whatever happens happens for a reason. So, anyway, let's not dwell too much into it here. Well, let's move ahead. Coming to the precautions part, I've divided it into two parts. One is the technical precautions, and one is the emotional, that the personal things. Let's talk about the technical precautions that we have to take. And these are the very bare minimum. Are these the only precautions? The answer is no. First, there are many more right now, which we they're not required at this point of time. They will be probably required once you start following these, taking these precautions. And then these kind of lists are always ever evolving. They are not set in stone. As and when we will see new methodology being applied by, used by all these hackers, we will have new list of precautions added. So this is going to be a moving list. So as I've said, invest in a hardware wallet before minting your first NFT. That is a must have, because I mean, um, I would, when I bought my wife a diamond ring, I immediately was thinking about how to ensure that it stays safe. I did not wait for a robbery to happen into our house and then decide how to take care of for that invaluable thing. So invest. It's an investment. It is not your spending. It is an investment into for your own safety. So this is one. Understand security aspects before you understand how to mint. Unfortunately, we all are too eager to make money, but we are not too eager, we are not too interested to ensure how we save that money. I mean, if and I'm seeing this right now, we have 8 or 9 people listening to us. If this workshop was on how to make money through selling um, NFTs, I'm sure that we would have added 0, 1, 1 0 beyond 10.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'll
not
say that there are a lot of, well, at least the people that are here are retweeting a lot about how much they're getting out of this workshop, because I'm checking my Twitter at the same time. So this workshop's doing a lot of great things for a lot of people. But yeah, you're right. If it was about how to sell NFTs, we may have 100+ people in here. But this is so important.
yeah. So this is not about this place. This is everywhere. This is human psyche. We want to make money. I mean, safeguard. We'll take care of it. I mean, I can't be that unlucky. We all keep hearing about people getting rugged, people getting rigged, people getting compromised, people getting robbed, and we tend to believe that we have this special blessing with our own God who will not let anything happen to us. Unfortunately, that's not true. So understand security aspects much before you understand how to mint and sell. And we've spoken this earlier. Mike has taken a lot of time talking about this third point. Use separate browser to browse internet and for MetaMask Brave. And another technical point also with what he shared about um, uh, I mean, if there is one wallet on Chrome, then for the second unique wallet with a unique key, you will have to have a second browser which is different, Firefox or Brave. Why do we say Brave in particular? It is much more robust in protecting your identity than any other browser. So that is one reason why most people uh, say that if you have to use a second browser, use Brave for MetaMask. Okay, so use a strong password for MetaMask. We have spoken about this earlier. Disconnect MetaMask when not in use. I mean, will it really help? The answer is yes and no. And how do you disconnect even if when you're not logging off? Is that when you click on MetaMask, uh, it will give you on top right hand top corner, you will see 3 dots. When you click on that, it will show you which all websites your MetaMask is connected to. So even if you are not disconnecting completely, you should at least disconnect from all those websites there and continue to work. That way, you are adding another layer of security because you are making it difficult for the hacker to really get into your MetaMask. So disconnect, and when I'm sure that I'm not going to use it for a day or whatever, I'm not buying every day. So I might not use it. So I will totally disconnect it, and so that whenever I have to use it again, I will have to log in using my password. So that is one important aspect. So use Ledger to add second layer of security. We've already spoken about that, and I can, um, I mean, I can continue talking about it at the cost of sounding foolish and repetitive, because because this is the most important thing right now. Use good antivirus software. And how do we decide what is a good antivirus software? There is one website which I mentioned here, www.av-test.org. They continuously do extensive test on each and every antivirus software which is available in the market for you to buy, and give them the rating, do the analyticals there. Go and check. It's a free website. It will give you fair idea what you want to buy. I'm sure you will not want to buy which is not as robust as their brand suggests it to be, and you'll be surprised by the antivirus softwares that are listed there. So do your own research, be your own master, and take full responsibility for your actions. I think that is the most important thing. Do not use pirated software. And with this, I will again come to that point, nothing comes free. Um,
Yeah, someone's posting in the chat right now that it says recently Duo Crypto got hacked because he installed a cracked version of Photoshop. So that goes right along with what you're saying about not
yes,
using
yes.
pirated software.
Julio, if anybody knows, he got hacked because I was involved in his case deeply, because I was helping him getting rescued. So I'm aware of deep details, in small details as well. He got hacked when he did not even do anything. He did not interact with MetaMask for 2 days, and he still got hacked because he had installed pirated software, and that had installed malware onto his system that was working in the background. And after having installed that pirated software, almost after 10-15 days, that is where his wallet got compromised. So something was happening inside. It was still trying to crack the password and get hold of the seed phrase. And that is when it was able to do that, he got hacked and nothing could be done. And so earlier pirated softwares might have come only with normal Trojan viruses. These days, all these people are creating pirated versions where they are installing, putting up that script, that malware which is able to crack your passwords to MetaMask and script it. So, I mean, nothing is worth it. I think as photographers, it is our duty, if we are making money here, it is our duty to give it back to the community and being more responsible and buy only the legitimate software. Do not install pirated software. This is getting very, very risky now.
Thank you, Jassi.
All right. Technical precautions continued. Write down the seed phrase. I think this has been already explained by Mike in a lot of details. Do not keep seed phrase in any form anywhere on computer. That is where I got hacked. Never in any form. I mean, there's already one way that's already there. If you go to MetaMask, you can still click on one part security and you can check your seed phrase. I mean, that's already vulnerable right now. So you don't want to add to that by keeping that seed phrase written somewhere in the mail or some form. They figure it out. The malware and all those scripts are capable to read that, and they've done it in my case. So I am right now sitting in front of you as a victim of this. Do not share seed phrase with anyone, not even with your best of the friends, because go back to those red flags. Somebody might be impersonated. Somebody might have been compromised and might be using somebody else's identity whom you very dearly know. So do not share. And MetaMask will never ask for seed phrase. Will never. No matter what. They will not ask you to write down the seed phrase, fill down the form using a seed phrase so that they can help you. They will never do that. So nobody else has the any business to ask you for seed phrase. And yes, seed phrase, store seed phrase in multiple locations. Remember risk of fire, flood, ink damage. Um, Talking about Mac, we tend to believe that if I'm using an iPhone or if I'm using a MacBook or iMac or it's the safe machine that we are using, safe gadget. We are mistaken. That is why we say that turn off the cloud backup on your Mac. What happens with cloud backup is when your MacBook or iMac or whatever, when it's taking a backup on the cloud, when you've given the permission, and your MetaMask is installed as an extension on your Google Chrome, it is taking a backup of your seed phrase as well, which is a part of your MetaMask structure. So it is taking a backup, and it is very, very risky. Very, very risky. You don't want that. You don't want a backup of a seed phrase somewhere on the cloud. I mean, it's a gone case. It's a so turn that off. And one thing, no device is safe device. Just remember this. Yes, it might be safer, little more safe than Windows, but then it is not 100% safe. So take care there. Uh, let me talk about next last two, and then I'll ask Mike to talk about the VPN part. So do not use mobile phone for MetaMask or trading NFTs. I mean, do not. It's as simple as that. Just don't, because we do everything with mobile phone. We use Twitter. We browse Windows. We browse different websites. We do lot of stuff. We do. If I'm in bad habits, then I'll be also browsing through some trash using my mobile phone. And I don't want MetaMask to be there. Buy a ledger from a company website, not Amazon, not any other website, just legitimate company website. Because there have been instances when somebody bought from Amazon or some other such websites, and the ledger was scripted. The moment it was linked, the money was swept away. So don't do that. And so quickly coming to Mike, I'm requesting Mike to talk about using a VPN, because I have not yet started doing that. So Mike will be the best person to share that.
Yeah, before I go to the VPN, the last thing about buying your like Ledger or Trezor off of Amazon is that Amazon uses sells with third parties too, right? So if a third party hacker wants to sell ledgers on Amazon, they can just you know how the package is sealed in plastic. They could just use a knife and slice that plastic, open it, in the ledger, steal the seed phrase, repackage it perfectly, and send it out to you. Wait a year until you have a lot of money in crypto, and then just drain your whole thing. So always get it from the actual company website. Make sure to always double check the name of that website. Now, as far as VPN goes, I use a VPN, virtual private network. Actually, you just use mine through Bitdefender. Bitdefender is the adware and I'm sorry, the malware and antivirus that I use. So I just go with VPN through them. VPN is basically a virtual private network. So what it does is, all of our computers have an IP address, and so this actually, hides our IP address from the hackers. Possibly, what it does is basically it allows us to remotely connect to an IP address that's actually somewhere else in a server at a location that's not at home. So I just see it as an extra layer of security. Goon, do you have anything to add about VPN that maybe I'm missing? I just use it. I just use it as an extra piece.
No, not particularly, but yeah, I just know that they cover your IP address, so um, they're good for a few different things, but you definitely can still
Yeah,
get hacked with using one.
of course, yeah. I just an extra thing if you want to hide your IP address. I mean, it also helps too if like let's say you want to use something like Binance and they don't allow. I'm not telling you guys to do this. Actually, I shouldn't even mention this because it's not legal. But if you if there's certain websites that don't allow your country to use it, you can use a VPN from a country that does allow it, like London or something like that, and you just select onto a VPN, and it takes an IP address from a server there. But really, I didn't want to get into that. I shouldn't have. But it's what you're doing is you're just using an external VPN, an external IP address instead of yours, so that your own IP address to your computer is hidden. It's just an extra layer of security against hacks.
Yep.
So that's all I have. I think we can go to the next slide. I think we're almost done here.
Yeah, I just wanted to share, because when Mike, you shared about you use VPN sometime during the day, I wanted to get more information. So I was talking to one cyber security expert, and this is what she had to say. So let me just quickly read that. A VPN main function is to protect privacy. So first point is, a virtual private network is a way to encrypt all communication in and out from your device, so a bad actor is not able to intercept your personal data. Second is, avoid data and bandwidth throttling from your provider, who is not able to see what type of websites are you accessing. Third is, hide your location by choosing a VPN termination in a different country. The VPN termination IP is the one that will show as yours. So, however, the flip side is, choose your VPN provider in a savvy way, because you are trusting them with your info. They could see everything that you are doing. So we still have to be careful there. So yeah, so let me move ahead quickly.
Cool. Well said. Thank you.
Yeah. Behavioral precautions, these are the vulnerability. These are our vulnerabilities. These are our weak points. These are our emotional weak points. This is where we go wrong, despite taking every other precaution. So be very, very careful. Do not transact when tired or under the influence. I mean, you wake up and you want to mint. You want to mint sometime in the middle of the night, because that is the time they are minting, because of the time difference in countries. And you wake up, you are half asleep, and you don't want to miss a chance, because it's getting minted, and you want to be a part of that, but unfortunately it's middle of the night, and you put an alarm, you get up. I mean, the worst thing to do. And under the influence, I'm sorry, don't even carry the hardware wallet. Don't even talk about MetaMask. Don't even think about it. I mean, it's not the time to even think about ETH. It's not the time to even think about NFTs. That's the time to enjoy your influence. time to enjoy the company that you are in, and just do that and get over with it. Never use your wallet in a hurry. Um, and so I think it goes in line with the first point again. So not when you're tired, not when in a hurry, not when you are going through a FOMO like what I did. So be self-aware of your own euphoria through FOMO. Believe me, after my hack, I mean, I have not been interested. My first reaction whenever I'm really getting tempted is to move away. I totally detach. I am not getting into that FOMO. I'm not letting that FOMO get over me. I think about it. If I lose it, I lose it. I mean, uh, um, um, it's not worth taking the risk if I'm risking my entire saving, earning, and my identity on blockchain. So no FOMO is worth it. Never trust anyone, not even your own alter ego. Don't even do that. No one. Somebody could be impersonating. Even my intentions could go wrong. I don't know. I mean, nobody can really uh, kind of shake my honesty and my loyalty and my integrity for any ETH. But I don't know. I don't know how will I behave if I'm talking about some hundreds of ETHs. I don't know. So don't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody. Do not click on links with your Vault wallet. So Vault wallet, forget Vault wallet. I mean, do not click on the links that come from anywhere. Think not twice, think 200 times before clicking on them. Or if you really are not certain, use the burn wallet. So create a temporary wallet, transfer some ETH into that to interact there, and you will know. That way, your identity will be safe, your NFTs will be safe, and your main hot wallet will remain safe, and your ETH will remain safe, and your self confidence will remain safe, if not anything else. Check authenticity of email DM before taking further action. We have spoken about this earlier. Just understand this, take care, and be careful of anything you sign on with your cold wallet. And when I say this, uh, cold wallet is your ledger, just to bring home the point again. So when you are signing anything, when you're transacting anything, when you're approving any transaction on your hot wallet, on your MetaMask, you will have to redo that entire step on your cold wallet. After that, give yourself few seconds. I mean, you give lot of time for the gas to come down, right? So you can give little more time to think before approving that transaction on your ledger. Think about it. If you're not certain, abort it, go back again, redo it, and then re-sign it and reapprove it. I do that every time now. Anything, Mike or Goon, you want to add to that?
I think we covered a lot of this, even just not just even behavioral cautions now, but even in just the slides before this. So yeah, I don't want to overwhelm people with too much. I think we give them a lot.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's move ahead. So we are coming towards the end. Remember, if it's too good to be true, it's probably. I'm using the word probably, but there are things which are too good to be true. I mean, let's be honest about it. But then here we have to be cautious. We have to think twice. Nothing comes free. You are the weakest link. And if it is too good to be true, it's probably a trap. So hold back, think, plan, maybe use a burn wallet if you still have to use it, and stay safe, because it's not a good feeling, believe me. And if I have to re-explain it, how I felt when I got hacked, I felt as if sorry guys, if I'm using something derogatory here, I felt as if I was raped. Believe me, it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. It was a cringy, creepy feeling on me. That, I mean, after taking all the precautions, I had the hardware wallet also, and so I could still do a mistake where I allow somebody to get into me, into my skin, into my house, and sweep everything under my nose. It's not a good feeling. Believe me, it's not a good feeling. And I am dealing with it still. I still have to handle my foundation pieces. I am still not sorted. And my OpenSea ownership of my Genesis collection got sorted couple of days back. It has taken that long. So it is not easy for anybody outside there who knew that I got hacked, probably feels that it's over. I've gotten over it. Yes, I've gotten over it, but I'm still into it. I'm still dealing with the implications that it gave rise to. So it's, please stay safe. Do not fall into the trap. And last but not the least, if you know anything, please pass on this knowledge down to someone else.
Yeah,
I
if you
mean,
don't mind.
yeah, please. Should I go back?
That was good. Yeah, no, it's okay. I'll stay on this one. I was going to say, if you would let me take this slide. I added this photo. This is called the hero. This is from one of our MetaJungle members, Sir Hat. It's a sold out edition. And I always like to say that if you have knowledge and you if you just keep it with yourself, then you really only help yourself. But if you have that knowledge and you can pass it down to someone else, and then that person can pass it down to someone else, or in our case right now, we can pass it down through multiple people through a workshop, or you could take it another level and pass it down to even more people through space. Then there's just this spider webbing effect of everybody being able to get help. So don't keep, if whatever you learned today from, our mistakes, whatever you learned through the security today, um, pass that down, pay it forward, and help the friends that are around you. I think this is a good way to
You could
end it.
also share
I like this photo by Serhat.
you
Yeah,
could also share
go
the
ahead.
YouTube link once we post that.
Yeah, exactly. People should watch the YouTube if they haven't seen it, and share that your uh, with your friends. Do any of you guys have like any closing thoughts? I don't want to just close and then we aren't done. But
Uh, I just wanted to say thank you to Jassi for putting the slides together, and Mike, you too. The images are great also. So thank you guys for putting this all together and taking the time.
yeah,
Thanks.
thank you.
It's a collective effort. I just jotted down the points, and Mike was gracious enough to really give it a shape. And yeah, I think it's a wonderful example of how we work together as a team.
Yeah, it's all team effort. It's always that way. We can't do everything on our own, but together we can form a hive mind. So we can accomplish amazing things. So, thanks for everyone who did show up and stay for the whole time, even though it wasn't about how to sell your NFTs or how to make money. It's definitely about a way to keep your NFTs safe and keep your money safe. And yeah, please pass on that knowledge. POAPs have just been posted by Goon. So click a link, grab your POAP, and we'll see you guys next time. Yeah, if you guys have any um, suggestions for workshops that you would like to see in the future, you can hit up any of us at MetaJungle, and we can totally consider those.
Yeah, and we'll also try to get that security channel up. We may even just open it up for everyone to post things they've learned in. So be looking out for that in our Discord.
Awesome. That's so perfect. Thank you. And I guess on that note, we are done.
Yes, take care, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for being here. And just and I think everybody's DMs are open. Just ping us if you need any other information. Come to MetaJungle Discord and ask any question if you really want. It will be more than happy to really share whatever we know, and that's the least that we can do. Stay safe, guys. See you soon.